They'll play smaller. Ingram typically a 3. Will have to play more of the 4 position.
There's 2 factors to look for in this game, Sean. Number 1, turning over the basketball. In the 2 losses Utah had, they turned it over big time against Wichita State and Miami. So that's number 1. Number 2, foul trouble for Duke. Very thin bench. They got to stay out of foul trouble. That's why they're zoning right now. The zone helps to alleviate the fouls.
Really down to a 7-man rotation is Mike Krzyzewski, one of 2 Coach K's in the game today, so we won't be able to call him Coach K. Kyle Kuzma missed the first shot of the game for Utah. As Dick said, just 2 losses for the Utes. They're 8-2 as they take on 9-1 Duke. Matt Jones, the first basket of the game, nearly 40 seconds in.
You know, one of the underrated players in America, Matt Jones. Just a solid guy that's a stable force for Duke. See, right now that zone right behind the front 2 is wide open. When Kuzma had a shot, right in that lane area is wide open.
And they go to that area. Kuzma tried to jam it inside for Pirtle, and it got deflected away. Grayson Allen for 3. Rebound by Matt Jones, and Pirtle blocked it. Bonham the other way. And it popped out. Tipped by Pirtle. Pirtle tries again. Blocked by Plumlee. And finally, Jakob Pirtle has Utah on the board.
That was an example of the great hands that they told us before the game. Larry Krystowiak, right hand, left hand, kept the ball alive.
Pirtle's a sophomore, 7-footer from Austria. And Ingram, a 3, the freshman, one of the most highly touted freshmen in the country, really coming alive these last 3 games prior to today. He scored at least 23 points in each of them.
You know, Sean, he's been really brilliant since the Indiana game. Came out early in that Indiana game, stepped out of bounds. He was on the floor at 3:30 with Nate James working out like you could not believe. And he goes into that game in Indiana, hits his first 3 threes, and he's been off the races since.
24.3 in the last 3. 24 against Indiana, 23 against Buffalo, 26 in their win earlier this week against Georgia Southern. Jones the miss, Pirtle the rebound. Pirtle's their leading scorer and rebounder, 19 a game, 9.5 boards. 3 off the mark from Jordan Loveridge.
He can shoot the 3. He's very underrated. Oh, he got hurt.
Allen got knocked down from behind by Jakob Pirtle. Utah coached by Larry Krystowiak. What a terrific job he's done in his 5th season. The win total's gone up every year. They won just 6 games in his first season. Last year, 26, and the date with Duke in the Sweet 16. Allen short with it. Plumlee had it for a moment, then Kuzma picked it off the floor.
You know, Larry, 21 wins his first 2 years, 55 2 years plus since. Unbelievable job he's done there, resurrecting the basketball program.
Kuzma traveled.
Neither team shooting the ball really well early here. Getting some opportunities. Larry played 10 years in the NBA. You talk about a blue-collar player. He earned that right to be on an NBA team.
Averaged 8 points per game during his NBA career for 6 different teams. Was a great player at the University of Montana, 3 times the Big Sky MVP, the only person ever to do that.
Did a great job coaching there as well.
Ingram too strong. Plumlee batted it back out for a 3 for Derek Thornton.
You know, credit that to Plumlee. What a terrific play he made right there by tipping that ball out to give him a second opportunity, and Thornton made Utah pay.
Mike Krzyzewski said Duke is not a deep team anyway, and obviously less deep without Emil Jefferson. They might have been able to afford an injury on the perimeter, but not to an inside player like Jefferson. And right on cue, Pirtle with the dunk.
You know, Pirtle gets the dunk, but did you see where the play initiated? Right in the foul line area, wide open that gap. I mean, Duke's zone defense is not their strength. I mean, it's not Syracuse zone, but they're trying to play that to eliminate the fouling situation.
Derek Thornton, his layup popped out.
Look at Pirtle
run the floor and dunk it.
But nobody got back. Mike Krzyzewski's got to be very upset. Nobody back on defense, Sean. You and I could have got back.
Pirtle is all 6. Had a solid freshman year in Salt Lake City last year. Thought about coming out for the draft. Projected as a late first-round pick. Decided to stay. There are several NBA scouts here today looking on.
Oh, our guy Chad Ford rates him number 7 right now in his latest mock draft.
Nice pass by Pirtle underneath.
They're doing a great job attacking that zone. Larry Kristoviak told me last night, I hope we see some zone. We do a good job against zones, and plus eliminate the pressure defense and the fear of turning the ball over.
They caught Chapman, the first basket for Ute other than Pirtle. Jones short with a 3. Pirtle had it for a moment. It was slapped away by Plumlee. Entertaining start through 4.5 minutes, tied at 8.
Take a look at the big guy right here. Look at Pirtle. Great look, anticipation, nobody rotating in the zone. Wide open layup. And now Mr. Pirtle right here. Nice little move inside. There's the jam. And now we're going to see him running the court. Transition. Up, and away. We got a good one, Sean.
The ACC on ESPN from Madison Square Garden. This is a Duke home game. They try to schedule a home game here every year in the metropolitan New York area. Large alumni contingent.
28-8 here. 28-8.
That is the all-time mark here, including 2-0 this year. Mike Krzyzewski, as Duke coach, has won 4 NIT season tip-off titles and 2 2K Classics. Of course, made history when he passed Bob Knight on the all-time wins list in 2011. Came back earlier this year for win number 1,000. First men's Division I coach to 1,000 wins. Beat St. John's. Last year, the last week, MSG honored Coach K for his 1,000th win. They have an exhibit here, Garden 366, a photo tribute for a special moment from each day of the year. And now that is the date, January 25th, 2015, that'll be commemorated by Duke's win over St. John's. And Coach K's 1,000th. He's now up to 1,027.
Now they changed the look of that zone. They put Ingram up on top with the great size and going to a 1-3-1 zone instead of the 2-3.
6-0 run for Utah becomes 8 in a row as Pirtle drops it in. He has been very impressive.
Well, they've done a great job finding him in the holes in that zone, finding the gap and finding him on the interior, and he has a great job getting to the basket.
Strong drive from the wing all the way to the bucket for Matt Jones, junior from DeSoto, Texas, averaging 13.5 per game.
There's that 1-3-1. They can trap out of it. They make it difficult for you to reverse the ball because of the length and athleticism of Ingram up on top.
No Emil Jefferson, and Utah attacking the paint. All 10 points in the paint until now. There's a 3 out of the corner for Jordan Loveridge, the senior from West Jordan, Utah.
They need him to make that 3. He's got over 1,200 points in his career. Taylor, by the way, the last game, he entered the 1,000 mark. 37 players at Utah have hit over 1,000.
2 of them on the court today, as you said, Taylor and Loveridge, and the ball dropped out of bounds by Chase Jeter, part of that 7-man rotation now for Coach K. Another highly touted freshman, Jeter, who just turned 18 in September, and Mike Krzyzewski said he's still feeling his way along. He's going to be a terrific player.
He's from a great high school, Bishop Gorman High School, played with Steve Zimmerman, one of the better type of dandies for UNLV, and they were #1 in football as well.
Hurdle with Grayson Allen underneath the basket defending.
Jeter with the rebound, good inside position. He's getting a lot more minutes now. He's going to have to get some positive minutes. They're going to be able to utilize him.
That's a long 2, rattled home by Derek Thornton, freshman from Chatsworth, California. He played in another fine program in Nevada, Findlay Prep.
I really like Thornton. He played well here in the Garden when they beat Georgetown and they beat VCU. Got his first start here.
The Duke's already played 2 games here at the Garden this year. They won the 2K Classic, beating VCU and Georgetown. The pass went past Pirtle. Grayson Allen had 30 and 32 respectively against VCU and Georgetown, but bothered by the flu, he's 0 for 3 from the floor today. Coach K wasn't sure he'd even play. Waited till after the warm-up to make that decision. Chase Jeter fouled. Allen getting a breather. Bonham the foul, his first, and those are the numbers, Dick. for Grayson Allen in those 2 wins in November.
Yeah, I did both those games, and he was sensational. In fact, I nicknamed him Hondo after Havlicek attacked the basket, very similar to the way John used to shoot the ball. I think John would say, wow, that kid really, really has a lot of what I had in terms of really attacking the goal off the mounts.
Great lineup of games today all over the ESPN networks. Chase Jeter short with the first free throw. Playing just 9 minutes per game.
He's got to get a little stronger physically, and that will happen. He was rated very high by Paul Biancardi. Had him number 11 last year in the top 100 coming out of Bishop Gorman.
And they had another very highly rated recruiting class led by Brandon Ingram, but Mike Krzyzewski said a big difference between last year's group with Okafor and Winslow and the others and this group. That group was men. Absolutely. When they arrived. Okafor, 270 pounds. Winslow, a very well put together 225. These guys are still high school type bodies.
Mike was asked at the last press conference he had, and he said, hey, not even close. I don't even want to talk about that. He said Okafor, Winslow, and those guys, Jones, they're pros, man. They're pros.
There were guys like Ingram and Jeter really do need to benefit from a college weight program. Luke Kennard, another one of the highly touted freshmen, is on the floor. He's struggled so far to shoot. Good hands on defense by Chris Reyes. Trying to convert it into points. The 3 wouldn't fall for Dakari Tucker.
Getting open looks at that 3. Tucker misses one there, but they're getting clean looks. They make those go down. It'll be really interesting.
And in contrast to Duke, Utah is a deep team. They might go as deep as 10 today. A turnover as Thornton bounced the ball off his foot and out of bounds.
There'll be no shedding of any tears by anybody about what Duke puts on the floor now. They got some McDonald's All-Americans.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. And Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance.
Head-to-head battle between the two Coach K's. It's hard to pronounce. It's harder to spell. And right now, Larry is beating Mike by a point. This name isn't that easy to pronounce either, but more and more people are learning how. Jakob Poeltl, terrific early.
Yeah, Poeltl's been tough on the interior. He's utilizing the left hand right here. Gets free along the baseline. And now he's going to run the court in transition. He showed us a lot of versatility here in the first half. Passing ability, be able to move the ball against that zone. Good cut down to cut into defense. I thought Coach K made a smart move by getting out of that 2-3 zone, going to a 1-3-1 setup. I think he's been a pretty good coach. He's got pretty good numbers. I think he'll keep his job at Duke. Do you?
And by, yes, I'm glad you said Duke because I didn't know which Coach K you were talking about. We're going to have a spelling bee later. See if you can spell Krzyzewski and Kraskowiak.
Don't even go there, man. Don't even go there. See, I can't spell Vital.
Poeltl on the bench at the moment. Lorenzo Bonham, junior college transfer. Nice move all the way to the bucket. And if he could play better, they're going to be even more dangerous. The only starter they lost from that Sweet 16 team was DeLon Wright. That was a big loss. He was the best point guard in the country last year, the Bob Cousy winner.
He was terrific. He's over with Toronto right now with the Raptors. But they got to have the development. I agree with you, Sean. Bonham's got to develop in that position there.
Plumlee inside. And he was fouled. Strong move to the goal as they try to get some presence inside.
Well, he's still right now a guy filling his way. As Bonham going to the goal, showing his athleticism, his driving ability. He's a junior college kid out of Inkster, Michigan, played at Gillette College.
Here's Plumlee. Back up for the most part through his first 3 seasons. Now a graduate student. Poeltl comes back in.
He's a young guy that does the things they want him to do. Size inside, physical, lay screens. He's an excellent screener. He's just a team-oriented player.
The third of the Plumlee brothers to play at Duke. Miles and Mason, both first-round picks in the NBA. Ingram trying to avoid bumping Bonham.
Little double up on top.
Poeltl threw it away. He didn't know that Dakari Tucker was going to cut out of the corner. Bowl season is upon us. Great action all day long. 3 games on ESPN. After our game, it's the Gildan New Mexico Bowl. Arizona and New Mexico. 5:30, Ohio and Appalachian State in the Raycom Media Camellia Bowl. And at 9, Arkansas State and Louisiana Tech, the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. And of course, Utah's team is in action on ABC 3:30 Eastern time today against BYU.
Yeah, they played BYU and really got a little controversy. One of the Utah players said BYU plays dirty, man. They play dirty. You saw the press conference. I thought it was one of those fights like, you know, when two fighters get after each other.
Nice move to the bucket. Well, we spoke with Larry Kraskowiak before the game. They've had some issues at point guard. They tried Brandon Taylor, who for the most part has been a 2-guard. They've tried Bonham. Larry says Bonham needs to get rid of those bad JUCO habits. A lot of the things you can do in junior college you can't do here.
Right. He's got to get a little bit more within the system. I'll tell you, they're doing an excellent job attacking the zone, though. They look very comfortable right now, Utah.
Indeed they do. That's a 3 out of the corner for Dakari Tucker.
They got a comfortable look to him. I think somehow Mike Krzyzewski, I mean, who am I to question a Hall of Fame coach? But I'm telling you, I think they're going to have to play some man. I know they're limited with personnel, but I think they're going to play some man to change the rhythm that Utah has.
Good hands by Bonham. Almost took it away from Thornton. Deep 3 by Matt Jones.
He makes big shots. He makes big shots, Sean. He's one of those players. He can be silent and quiet, but when you need the big shot, he delivers.
Boy, beautiful offense, but traveling is the call. They are executing beautifully against the Duke zone.
Very efficient, really efficient the way they're passing the ball. Mike Krzyzewski really hands tied a little bit because of the limitation of players. I mean, we're factoring Jeter as number 7, and he's a player with limited minutes.
Mike Krzyzewski said Jefferson was having by far his best year. Always been a good role player, rebounder, but scoring this year. He's averaging a double-double for the season.
I think the big thing is rebounding, 10.8 on the glass, and 5 of them on the offensive boards.
And Mike Krzyzewski said Jefferson is our voice on defense, and you could see they've been lacking that vocal presence on defense today, giving up a lot of easy shots for Utah. There are the numbers for Jefferson, as Jeff Goodman told you at the top of the telecast, out with a fractured foot, suffered in practice last week in a boot. They'll take it off after Christmas. Look at that bone. It'll be at least another month.
He's a consummate team player. He's a guy that didn't get a lot of publicity, notoriety, but they don't win that national championship without his performance.
Jefferson, the only player in the country who is averaging a double-double while shooting 68% from the floor or better.
Hey, when I see those Utah uniforms, I think of one guy jumps at me automatically, Rick Majerus. Mr. Majerus, what a job he did when he was there. Unreal. We had 23 wins, 95 losses. Nice rebound. Second opportunity.
And Dakari Tucker, part of that deep bench.
Coach K, man-to-man now, came out of that zone.
And Plumlee responsible for guarding Pirtle, who can put it on the floor and drive it to the basket, not just a low post player.
Plumlee trying to play a real tough little screen now, go to the basket after the screen.
Grayson Allen a bit too frisky as he was guarding Lorenzo Bonham. First foul on Grayson Allen, the sophomore from Jacksonville, who certainly does not look as if he is feeling well. Took part briefly in their practice yesterday, just did some shooting, but was not fully involved.
Yeah, I tried to talk to him a little before the game. You could see that he was under the weather. He didn't have that vibrant personality he normally has.
Pirtle had it poked away. Thornton, the pull-up wouldn't go, and Pirtle went back to get the rebound.
Pirtle's a player. I tell you, he's better than I thought, Sean. Really, it's the first time I'm getting a look at him. I don't know about you, but my first look live on him.
He is impressive. There's never been a player from Austria drafted in the NBA. That is going to change probably at the end of this season.
Mom and Dad were great volleyball players.
And they're here today.
Straight Talk's Unlimited Plan saves
over a rebuilding job in Salt Lake City, and he's done it splendidly. Just 6 wins in his first season. They went 3-15 in the Pac-12. It was their first year in the conference. But then the gradual improvement. 15 wins in his second season. Up to 21 in the NIT, the postseason for the first time since 2009 and 2014. And then last year all the way to the Sweet 16 where they lost to Duke. And 4 starters back off that team. The one loss, as we mentioned, notable, the senior point guard DeLon Wright, who was a first-round draft choice of Toronto. There's Jeff Goodman with the other Coach K.
So, Larry, so far you said the biggest question for you was whether you could guard him without fouling. So far, just 3 fouls. Why have you been effective being able to do that?
Our guys are moving their feet, doing a nice job. You know, there's a lot of basketball left. Those guys at the end of clock, at the end of games, they get more opportunistic. So it's not something that we got to start doing. We got to complete these possessions and continue not to foul.
Thanks.
Doing a nice job on the defensive glass as well.
Thanks for not popping me there.
Yeah, I owed you a Popovich on that one.
Well, Larry told us before the game he was going to give Jeff a Coach Popovich answer.
Doris Burke handles him tremendously. Yes. Popovich. Doris does a great job for us, NBA, college. But hey, Pirtle on a free throw line converts. He's been very impressive here, and I'm really impressed as well as they're playing defense without fouling, moving their feet exceptionally well.
3 wouldn't drop for Thornton. Tipped out of bounds by the Utes. Full shot clock for Duke.
You know, Duke beat him by 6 in that Sweet 16, Sean. And the key in that game was Duke was 20 for 26 on the free throw line. And that was a big differential versus Utah.
Yeah, they outscored them by 9 from the line. Matt Jones couldn't get the 3 to fall. Approaching 7 minutes to go first half. Plumlee knocks it out of bounds.
Not a good play by Taylor. You didn't have the angle. You got to have a good 45-degree angle to make those entry passes. You know, it's amazing. 4 starters back. When you miss the engine, DeLon Wright, it changes the whole complexion of a team. And we saw that with Wichita State when they lost Van Fleet and now have him back. And they beat Utah easily because of that.
Kuzma's pass deflected. Good hands by Brandon Ingram. Allen runs the floor. Coach K thought he traveled. Utah's Coach K. Instead, it's a bucket for Plumlee, and Larry Piskoviak very upset.
Yeah, he's really frustrated there, a little upset. Taps the rep on him. Michael Leeds on the back. Wishing some happy holidays. Merry Christmas. But you still blew the call.
Yeah, it did look like a walk from here. I thought he might have started at Central Park and finished at the rim.
I tell you, great job by Plumlee, though, hustling to get that jam over Pirtle. That man-to-man defense right now.
Plumlee knocked it away from Pirtle, and then Kuzma scores inside, and they might be even because that looked like that might have been a travel. Mike Eads has stopped the action now, and I don't know why. They're going to the table. Apparently, there was a question about the shot clock.
I don't think it expired. I don't know. It was close. I don't think it expired.
Close.
Close. I think he got it off, Sean.
Yeah, it did look like it was released just before it went to 0.
Mike Krzyzewski making a lot of adjustments. I'll tell you the one thing in his coaching career, he has adjusted to situations. Early in their career, it was all man-to-man. Learned that from his mentor, Bob Knight. Here we go. I thought he walked. I thought he took an extra step. But you know what? We're in Madison Square Garden. This is the NBA. That's a great play in the NBA. Are you kidding me? I'm going tonight to see the Bulls and the Knicks here. Porzingis.
Yes. Bulls might be a little tired when they come in here tonight to take on the Knicks after that 4 overtime game last night.
What a job by Drummond from Connecticut. I think he had something like 32 and 21 rebounds.
Well, they're taking a very long time. It seemed to us that the ball was released before the shot clock expired. Yeah. Still looks that way to me.
It looks to me. That's,
now,
you got 2 eyes. I got 1 eye, so I'm going to trust you.
Well, we have 3 between the 2 of us and no hair. Now, is the rest of the Vital plan going with you because you have the whole family here, or most of the family here, and you went to a show last night. You had a very busy social calendar.
Went to School of Rock. We saw that last night. Going to see it. Counted basket. It was good. We're going to see Radio City Christmas show this afternoon. And tonight I'm going to see the Knicks. My daughter's not there. They're going to go. I think they're going to play Matilda. Think of my granddaughter. We're trying to make every moment count. New York, New York.
Special place any time of the year, but particularly live at this holiday season.
As Frank Sinatra said, you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. See, you make it anywhere.
Grayson Allen had it pop out.
He's struggling. He really struggling shooting the ball. It's all because physically he's really not 100% right now.
Hurdle called for a moving screen, and Allen's feeling even worse after he got knocked down while being fouled. First foul on Pirtle. Monday, Capital One Bowl Mania continues on ESPN. Western Kentucky takes on South Florida in the Miami Beach Bowl. That's at 2:30 Eastern Time on ESPN.
You watch Willie Taggart in South Florida, the Bulls. They are really getting that program elevated, and they got a quarterback that's sensational. Flowers and Mack, a great running back.
Wally Rutecki has a foul call against Utah. Yeah, South Florida 8-4. I believe they won 7 of 8 heading to the bowl game in Western Kentucky, an 11-win season.
Willie Taggart's going to do a fantastic job. It takes a couple of years, just like it took Larry Kristoviak to get this program going. Same with Willie down there in South Florida.
Ricott Chapman, the key bench player, called for second foul, so he goes to the bench. Chris Reyes has returned for Utah. No bench points for Duke.
You know, Reyes started last year. Nice drive right there by Jones. Reyes started 30 games last season, so he's a guy really got a lot of experience coming off the bench now.
Jones has 9 of the Duke 20.
See, this is Duke's defense. Play man-to-man defense. I know they're limited in personnel, but they're much more comfortable. But right now, I would try to get Pirtle a little one-on-one with Plumlee inside.
Bonham, nice pass, and the quick spin and release by Jakob Pirtle.
Oh, you got to go inside to him. A little one-on-one on Plumlee on the interior. He's very smooth inside. I love his hands. Great hands. He catches that ball. That ball's in his hands like glue.
And I think Larry Kristoviak's going to be very pleased with the way Bonham is running the show for Utah today. Strong move by Brandon Ingram.
He's big time. He can go inside, outside. He makes the three. He's so skilled. All he's got to do a little bit more physicality, get stronger, but he's going to be a special player.
Yeah, he's actually bulked up to get to 190, but still plenty of room for added muscle. Kick ball.
There's Ingram right there, a strong drive. That wasn't easy. Defense played him fairly tough, shut over the top, and here comes the other star.
Three wouldn't fall from the corner for Taylor, and then an over-the-back foul called against Pirtle.
Big call.
He was gesturing that he thought he went straight up and down.
He's got to go to the bench now. That's a big moment. A big moment in this game. 7-footer got to go to the sideline. Here he's coming off the weak side. Oh, you can call that all day. To me, you don't call that. I don't know about you, Sean. You don't call that.
So their star player on the bench with 2 fouls.
Come on, now you got to let the kids play a little basketball.
And traveling the call, they'll head to the other direction. Here's Jeff Goodman.
One of the things Larry Kristoviak told me, originally he turned this game down. Then he thought about it. He said, you know what? This is so good for my kids. Only 4 of them have ever been in New York. I have to take this game. One of the requirements, he wanted 1 Pac-12 ref at least, and he got it for this game.
It's amazing how coaches feel a little more comfortable in that scenario.
Duke fouled on the action at the rim. Not sure he's pleased with any of the 3 officials right now. Next time he'll bring 2. Timeout, 3:45 to go in the half.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Planters. and Adidas. Creators never follow.
Doug Kazarian here, coming up on the K Jewelers halftime report. Highlights of a great one over on ESPN2. Top 15 matchup, Nova and Virginia. And also, Tom Izzo, #1 ranked Michigan State in the New England area to face the Huskies. But it's not UConn. Highlights of that one coming up. Right now, let's go back to Sean, Dick, and Jeff.
All right, thank you, Doug. We look forward to Doug and Tim Welsh at the half. Very entertaining game here, Dick, with 3:45 to go in the first half. Utah, dangerous team, 26 wins a year ago, 4 starters back. Coach K, that's Mike Krzyzewski, told us before the game, if we win, this would be a big win for us.
Well, especially coming off the fact that Jefferson's not playing. Now, I know he didn't play against Georgia Southern, but obviously not to take anything away from Georgia Southern, but they don't have the personnel that Utah has on the floor. And Utah certainly going to be one of the contenders in the Pac-12. You look at the deep sideline cheerleader right now is Emil Jefferson, one of the premier offensive rebounders in the nation.
Utah picked 3rd in the preseason Pac-12 poll behind Arizona and California. We'll see Cal Tuesday night, 9 o'clock at Virginia. Another Pac-12 ACC matchup.
Cal's got some really talented freshmen. Really talented. Jalen Brown and super flash. Round 2, and get some quality players. Fonzo Martin.
Allen again skipping through the lane, and Plumlee swatted it away from Reyes. So Utah with that questionable second foul call on Pirtle, playing without him while Allen bothered by the flu. No one has the flu anymore. We say this every time. They told us before the game he has flu-like symptoms. Doesn't just mean he has the flu.
Yeah, right, exactly. But, you know, he's 0 for 6 right now. And let me tell you this, his only other bad game he had, shot ended up 2 for 9, but he missed his first 7, was against Kentucky. And in that game, that was their only loss.
They scored just 63 points in that loss. They've won 7 in a row since losing to the Wildcats in Chicago. Reyes called for his first foul. Luke Kennard comes back in for Duke, and Allen trying to gut it out today, but boy.
Look at him, look at him. You can see it if the kid's under the weather. You can see it. It's all over him. Couldn't practice yesterday, just was able to shoot a little bit. Told Coach Krzyzewski was going to go out and shoot a little before the game, see if he can play.
Now, if I'm on that Duke bench, I would tell him, go sit down at the end.
Yeah, right.
No one wants to sit next to a guy who has, quote-unquote, flu-like symptoms. Ingram fouled while shooting from the corner. And they count it as a 3 and a chance for 4 for the freshman from Kinston, North Carolina.
Tell you what, look at the long arms he has. Look at the long arms. There's the penetration. Jones kicks it out. He stays with his shot, squares his body, gets fouled on the shot. So now he's going to have a 4-point possible play. There's the contact, body goes down. This is one talented player. He's a solid goal, prime-time performer. Oh, that's
over the back. They had to call that after the foul they called on Pirtle. Second foul on Plumlee. And again, without Jefferson, no front court depth at all.
See, now he could take him out because with Pirtle on the sideline, he could go small. And he's going to do exactly
that. He does
that.
with Allen coming back in.
And one thing Mike told us before the game, we got kids that can score. We got 3 players potentially get 20 points in a game. Fucking Ingram, certainly Allen.
And he thinks Kennard can become that kind of a player, too, when he shoots the ball better. Kennard was a prolific scorer in high school in Ohio, just under 3,000 career points in high school.
He made over 11 threes, I think, several times. I used to get phone calls from 5-star Howard Garfinkel about him all the time.
Bonham couldn't score after the strong drive, out of bounds, and they'll give it to Utah with a full shot clock and 2:20 to go in the half.
You know, Utah's really played well here to be +2. Psychologically and emotionally, I really think the next 2:20 is big to go in at halftime with a plus lead to feel good about your performance.
Following the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl on ESPN tonight, stick around for SportsCenter at night. All the highlights from the bowl games, the Jets and the Cowboys, the NBA, NHL, and college hoops. SportsCenter at night following the R&L Carrier New Orleans Bowl tonight on ESPN and also streaming live on Watch ESPN. Sean McDonough, Dick Vitale, Jeff Goodman. at Madison Square Garden. Jakob Poeltl, Utah's best player, leading scorer and rebounder, on the bench with 2 fouls, but Utah still leading by 2. The Utes have led through most of the half. And a block inside by Ingram as Kuzma got rejected. Allen's shot blocked to the other end by Bonham, and the Duke crowd and bench wants a goaltending call.
So does Mike Krzyzewski wants it. Or did Mike Krzyzewski, Mr. Allen wants it.
Going way up on Bonham. See if they can force a turnover. Bonham underneath, and Kuzma scored with the left.
What a great two-man play right there. Bonham beats you off the bounce, creates numbers, and finds Kuzma for a layup. Coach K is furious. He is furious on a previous play. If the ball touches the backboard, he cannot take it to the board. If that ball touched that backboard, you can get it only one way. If it's underneath the basket on its way up, you then can take it off the backboard. But that's very rare that's going to happen.
Coach K still letting the officials have it.
I think he's got a good argument there. I really do. I thought he had a good argument. I think that basket should have counted.
Well, it's very close.
You can only make contact with that ball if it's below and going up, below the rim. That ball's above the rim.
But Bonham showing his athleticism at 6'4".
He made a terrific play there with the drive and finding the open man for the layup. Great movement.
Yeah, he's a newcomer. We mentioned 4 starters back. He's a junior college transfer. Kuzma the rebound for the Utes. The ball in a 4-point lead.
They get a little bounce to their step, a little swag here. They really do. They're playing with a lot of confidence.
And Kennard called for a hold away from the ball as he was trying to slow down the cutting Jordan Loveridge. It's the first foul on Luke Kennard, the freshman from Franklin, Ohio.
I think he's thinking too much. I really do. I think Luke is thinking too much. He's a terrific shooter, and the numbers don't indicate that at all. But he's a kid that hustles. He dives for loose balls. He can rebound. He does more than just shoot the basketball. He'll eventually become a scorer. He needs a breakout game, all of what Ingram had against Indiana.
Bonham threw it away.
That's the junior college play he was talking about. You see that little wild? I mean, I'm not trying to indict junior college, but there's a little more faster pace, more individuality.
Well, Chris Koviak's point was you could get away with some things at the junior college level that you can't get away with here.
That's what he meant. He does some quality play in junior college basketball.
Thornton might have used the free arm to shed the defender. Kennard at the rim, showing his athleticism at 6'5".
And he earned himself a trip to the free throw line right there. You know,
2 fouls on Chris Reyes for Utah.
Duke shoots so many more free throws than their opponents because they're a driving, slashing basketball team.
Both of these teams for the year entering today had made more free throws than their opponents had attempted.
You look at Duke, for example, and you think about them on that free throw line. They've made 200 free throws out of 284. And their opponents have only shot 152. So you're right on it. See, I know you're so prepared. It's unbelievable. Every time I work with you, I got to be extra sharp because you're always on top of everything.
Couple of free throws by Kennard. 2-point game with 1 minute to go in the first half.
Thornton put a little pressure on that basketball. Duke started out early in this game with a zone. Utah was so effective in attacking the zone. A nice entry.
They are certainly taking advantage of the fact that Jefferson hasn't played. Of course, with Plumlee out of the ball game, that low position is even more welcoming. Another strong drive by Kennard. And he got hit in the head, according to Mike Eads.
There's the entry right now. Duke limited on their post defense with Emil Jefferson, as you said, on the sideline, Sean, and Plumlee in foul trouble, so they're going inside, trying to take advantage of that. That's coaching. That's coaching. Let's look at the 2 big guys.
Kennard missed the free throw. Foul was on Dakari Tucker, his first and the team's 9th. Tucker goes out for Brandon Taylor.
You mentioned the Pac-12 a little bit earlier. Pac-12, I think you look at one of the improved teams in the conference is UCLA, but they got a test today over at the Barclays Center playing North Carolina.
Yep.
That'll be interesting to see how far they've really come against a quality North Carolina team who has 2 losses this year.
A lot of these NBA people here today will be scurrying around from the Garden over to Brooklyn to catch the other action.
It's another team down there, too, plays a little fair basketball. I can't think they're from Lexington, Kentucky. Oh.
Nice move by Kuzma.
Kuzma likes
the brakes on to score.
Kuzma likes the fact there's no size inside to really deal with.
He's coming off an 18-point game during the week against Savannah State in their last outing. But the Utah bench increasingly agitated with the officiating.
There's a little bit of inside play right here. Kuzma. Hey, what about Kennard? The last 3 possessions, he's saying, look, I'm going to take this game on myself here, and I'm going to attack that rim. It's the 3rd time going to that free throw line.
Yeah, they know that he's capable of giving them more than the 9 points per game Luke has put up so far.
Got a nice stroke. You can see it right there. Good follow through, good rotation. Tucks the elbow in. Young kids out there, tuck that elbow in and go up the elevator. You want to go up the elevator when you shoot that shot. There he is, up the elevator. Great rotation.
He's 5 out of 6 from the line today. He's missed only 2 all season. The heave at the buzzer wouldn't go for Brandon Taylor, and it's halftime. Particularly when Jakob Poeltl was on the court, Utah pounded the Blue Devils inside. 12 of their 14 field goals were in the paint. They're plus 11 in rebounding. The difficulty, the fouls. Then here's Jeff Goodman again with Larry.
Larry, 11 turnovers in the first half, but you're up 3. How do you try to cut down on those?
Somebody needs to educate me on that one. That's all we've been talking about. The Miami game that we lost, Wichita State, that was our Achilles heel. Thank goodness our defense is locked in, but a little bit sloppy. Give credit to Duke's defense as well.
What do you have to do in order to, foul trouble was your key. Staying out of foul trouble. Jakob on the bench there for the end of the first half. What do you tell him coming out in the second half?
Well, you don't really need to talk. He's pretty cerebral. He gets it. It's just a lot of the other guys right now. They've got some small. They're playing small. They're driving our bigger guys. We're trying to play without fouling, but we've got them into the bonus a little bit. We can improve it.
Thanks, Larry.
Thanks.
Well, Poeltl went to the bench with 4:11 left in the half, and it was 7-7 thereafter. Doug Kazarian and Tim Welsh, the Kay Jewelers halftime report.
You're watching ESPN's Holiday Hoops, presented by Kay Jewelers.
Today's game from New York City in Madison Square Garden, a big part of ESPN's Journey to the Tourney, presented by Sonic, our season-long spotlight on games that will impact the NCAA tournament. These 2 teams met in March in the Sweet 16. Duke won it on the way to the national title. Utah leads this one by 3 at the half. Big edge in points in the paint. Dick Vitale and Jakob Poeltl as advertised. First time we've both seen him in person. He's terrific.
Yep, 3-to-1 edge in the post. See, they're getting inside right now. They're taking advantage of that size. They're posting him over and posting short up. Give me the rock, baby. Give me the rock. That's what Poeltl wants. He wants it inside. Take advantage of that size. And they're taking advantage, especially with Jefferson on the sideline injured. And you got the fact right there. Look at the post inside without Plumlee on the floor. Had 2 fouls. Nice drive right there by Bonham. Terrific drive. Poeltl's got to come back. Now the key's going to be, what about the 3rd foul? He's got to make sure he doesn't get that 3rd early. Poeltl is so effective inside. Moving without the ball, in transition as well. He's a big-time performer. There's no doubt he's legit.
He played 14 minutes, picked up the 2nd foul with 4 and change to go, and Utah played them dead even the rest of the half. 7-7 was the score when Poeltl went to the bench with 2. Grayson Allen short with the left. If you're just joining us, Duke's leading scorer by far for the year coming in. Allen averaging 21 points per game, battling the flu and has not scored.
Yeah, the fact that he hasn't scored and only down 3 is very, You think about it, that's really got to be a little boost for Duke to know you're only down 3. Your top scorer, averaging better than 20 a game, has not been able to score yet.
Derek Thornton missed the 3. Good block out by Pirtle as he fended off Plumlee for the rebound.
Does a great job getting position, Pirtle. I would bang the ball inside him right now. Plumlee's got 2 fouls. Get him that ball inside. As they get small with Plumlee going out of the game, they can really have a field day inside.
They came to double Pirtle. He found Kyle Kuzma, who missed, and Grayson Allen the rebound.
Pirtle's a very good passer for a big player. That's good basketball IQ, very cerebral. Nice
cut, but Thornton missed with the left. Might have been affected by the presence of Pirtle. He's a terrific shot blocker. Jakob blocked 63 last year. That's the Utah freshman record.
I think the size definitely played a factor there in order to do shot. See, I would slide them inside and get the ball to Pirtle. He's got to get some more touches. I don't think he touches the ball enough.
Kuzma called for a foul, his second, as he tried to set up on the low block. Here's Jeff Goodman.
Yeah, I spoke to Jeff Capel, Duke's associate head coach. And Dick, just as you were saying, they're not that upset that they're only down 3 because they've missed a ton of easy shots. He said early in the game, playing zone, he thinks that kind of messed up some of those young kids. They were thinking too much.
I really think the zone had so many gaps to it, but I think it takes away your aggressive style of play. I think if you initiate and play a little pressure on the ball, guys get a little bit into the game more than just standing around becoming stationary.
Allen, they wave it off, but I believe they're going to call the 3rd foul on Pirtle on that little bump in the middle of the lane. And that's his 3rd.
That's a major call right here. As a look at, there's no question the shot was way after the contact. Getting 3 on Pirtle, certainly a big factor. They're going to go with him on the floor.
Grayson Allen.
Just a matter of time. He's been so close on shots. The one thing he has to stop doing is stop shooting. And you want a kid like that to continue to shoot.
First bucket for Allen.
He's one of the super Souths in America, Sean.
9th shot of the game for Grayson. 3 points in the game. There's his scoring average up 17 points per game from a year ago when he was a bench player. Behind that talented cast, but now he's the focal point of the offense.
What a performance he had against Wisconsin. There he is with the big 3. That was unreal. They don't win that 5th title for Mike Krzyzewski if he doesn't come off the bench. Did you see the animation of Coach K on the sideline right there?
Pirtle has gone to the bench now with the 3 fouls.
Larry Kristoviak's going to play the score time of the game with Pirtle. If they were to fall behind 5 or 6, he's got to get them on the floor because he can get away from them.
The officials back at the monitor. I believe there's an issue about whether or not the shot clock should have reset. As you can see, they did reset it. That basket by Grayson Allen, the only score of this half for either team. And they saw what we saw. The ball hit the rim, so it should have reset.
You know,
and Utah will have the full 30.
We've had to change now going to the 32nd clock versus last year, and the scoring's up. It's up by 6 points. Possessions are up 3.8 more possessions per game. The early numbers coming in. And there's not been an increase in terms of fouls, which is really surprising. I thought there'd be a lot more fouls, but they're not. I think teams are playing a lot more with their feet, movement, and not making contact. So coaches know they're going to blow the whistle.
Ingram, after Kuzma scored the first bucket of the half for Utah to put the Utes back up by 2.
Kuzma, very active player.
Reyes working inside. He got body bumped by Plumlee. The Utah bench wanted the bucket. They won't get that.
If you're in the NBA, he would get that, but not going to get it in college. The contact was prior. Look at Larry, played in the NBA. 6 teams, you said earlier, Sean, 10 years. said pension plan is not too good. He said the worst of all the professional teams.
Plumlee with 3 fouls. And again, they're playing with 7 men today. They can't afford to take him out. Lobbed inside to Kuzma. Plumlee came to defend. There's a foul. Is it on Plumlee or on Thornton? It's on Plumlee.
So both big guys now go to the sideline, and that's where Duke really hurts because they have not much size. You got Ingram, but Ingram's more of a finesse player and perimeter skill player. This could be a big break here. And the guy that can take advantage of this is Kuzma.
Kuzma's at the free throw line. Plumlee's going to come out with the 4. And Chase Jeter, the 6'10 freshman, is back in the ball game. He played just 3 minutes in the first half. Essentially, they played with 6 men.
He just turned 18, Coach K said, very young. He's going to fill out. He's going to eventually be a very good player, Coach K said.
If you were Larry Krzyzkowiak, would you be tempted to put Pirtle back in right now with this really small Duke team on the floor?
Not really. You may be tempted, but you got the lead. I don't think there's any reason to put him on the floor right now. You're playing pretty well without him. If you were down, I would say yes, Sean.
Sorry, Tucker. Guarded by Allen. Kuzma scored the last 10 Utah points.
He's been very nice backdoor cut.
And Allen, the interception, got in front of Tucker.
Yeah, did a great job stepping in the passing lane.
And he throws it to the wing. Ingram missed. And then Grayson Allen got the rebound. He got fouled.
Put a smile on his face. First time I've seen a smile all day out of him.
I bet he got some fluids at the half. Probably gave him an IV. But he looks much perkier than he did in the first half.
I think the 3 going down gets you a little perkier too. I think when you see a little nothing but nylon, that's great medicine.
Ingram with space. Jones had space. Kuzma the rebound.
Kuzma playing outstanding basketball, running well. Look at him right here. Look at him right here.
Blocking foul. Kuzma count the bucket and a chance for a 3-point play.
He's been a difference maker in this game. Kuzma, star of stars. People in Salt Lake City going to like that performance. Look at him smile. Look at Pirtle. Pirtle likes it. That's my buddy. And my 35. Taking it out of glass. Good call by Mike Eads. I think he's one of the better officials in the game.
Kuzma on fire for Utah. He scored their last 13 points. And the lead is up to 7. That matches the largest lead of the game for the Utes.
And that's without Pirtle. I think when he went out, it was tied, was it not? They're going to play a little zone now, back to man-to-man. They're really scrapping, man. They got a swag to them. They got a confidence. They didn't come here to play Duke tough. There were no moral victories.
Jones shot off the mark, and Jeter another foul on the rebounding action.
Duke really hurting on the inside. Physicality not existing.
2 fouls on Chase Jeter and a timeout.
Lions Saints at 8.
You're watching the ACC on ESPN from Madison Square Garden in New York. Sean McDonough, Dick Vitale, Jeff Goodman. Our producer, Eric Mosley. Our director, Doug Holmes. Terrific crew. Happy to bring Holiday Hoops presented by Kay Jewelers, and the man of the moment on Broadway is Kyle Kuzma.
He's really been playing outstanding. He's out of Flint, Michigan. There he is right there, a little spin in the lane. He's been so effective. There he is running the court, gets a 3-point opportunity, a block and call. He's excited, bounces up. He worked so hard on his game, they said, this summer, because he wanted to be a much better player than he was as a freshman last year.
15 today, averages 10. He had 18 Wednesday night in their win against Savannah State at the Huntsman Center. Last year, just 3.3 points per game. He was a bench player.
He's not a bench player today, baby. He's a star of stars.
And as you saw, they've outscored Duke 7-0 since Jakob Pirtle went to the bench with his 3rd foul.
Look at Matt Jones now. He's going to have to guard him inside. Size, such a factor, really hurting Duke.
Bonham finds Kuzma. Missed the 3. Good rebound by Chris Reyes, the junior from Laverne, California.
I started 30 games last year. So he's a veteran player.
We talked about how Duke at the half felt fortunate to be as close as the Devils were with very little from Grayson Allen. No buckets from Grayson Allen in the first half. He has their only basket of the second half. But how about Utah? Loveridge, averaging 14 points per game, has 3. Taylor, averaging 8 per game, has not scored.
Has not scored, yeah. But their big guys inside have really created a problem. We showed at halftime a 3-to-1 ratio differential on the paint points.
Duke is 1 for 9 from the floor in this half.
Yeah, not shooting the ball well at all.
Allen sent it right through the legs of Chase Jeter. Bonham one-on-one, and he scores around Derek Thornton.
He shows that athleticism right there. I tell you, this club, Utah, they came here for a W, man, not just to see the sights of New York City. And they are playing well. We saw right out of the gate they played well, right from the start.
Foul underneath the bucket on Jordan Loveridge.
As the turnover, and they convert off the turnover, a little one-on-one. There's Bonham. Little use of the left hand. It's a real break here with this lead for Larry Krystkowiak to keep Hurdle on that sideline.
Jeter blocked. Chapman just in off the bench. Got Chapman. He thought Duke was last to touch. He wanted the ball in addition to the block.
You know, as you said earlier and said it well, Sean, they're a deep team. They're going to wear you down because they're going to rotate 10 players off that bench.
Grayson Allen, nicely done.
Tremendous drive. He's a big-time scorer. I don't care what his numbers are here. He's one of the premier players in America. He's a driving, slashing player. A lot of passion, a lot of pride. If Duke's going to come back and win this game, Allen's got to get going. He's the guy that's got to create the opportunity for them and score and put points in the book.
He has both of their buckets here in the second half. All 5 Duke points since the break. Kuzma, well short, was picked off the floor by Grayson Allen. Jones fouled on a strong drive, trying to take advantage of the smaller Brandon Taylor, who committed his second.
I feel a little spurt coming on by the Dukies. You can feel it. You can feel it. Watch Allen out. Look at this drive down the lane. Defense should have rotated over instead of just waving a hand, matador defense. I'm sure Larry's going to show that video. The secondary defenders are going to have to come over. And that's what Kentucky did so well defensively when they dominated Duke.
Luke Kennard back in. And Jeter goes out, so they get even smaller.
They have no choice. They're going to play their best players offensively and really play small and play aggressively.
2 free throws by Jones.
There's a look at the size. Plumlee on the sideline with 3. Jefferson out with a broken foot. Let's see if they can suck it up right here. Got it down to 5.
Bonham, nicely done. Jammed the brakes on just inside the free throw line.
Not a true point guard. He's more or less one of those combo guards.
Kennard missed a very quick 3 in transition. Blocking foul the call. Larry Rutecki gesturing that the defender, Dakari Tucker, was in the restricted area. 2 fouls on Tucker.
Free throws will be big here. Converting on the free throw line. That's been the strength of Duke all year. Attack off the dribble and create foul opportunities.
6 team fouls against the Utes, so they're 1 away from the bonus with a long way to go. More than 13 minutes remaining.
And that's really one of their strengths. They don't foul a great deal. They rank in the top 15 in the nation in terms of not fouling.
Thornton missed the first free throw.
Talk about the Pac-12. I think there's no question they're going to be one of the contenders because it'll be very tough to beat in Salt Lake City. They're very rarely going to lose at home.
Great home court atmosphere at the Huntsman Center. The crowd's been coming back up in recent years with the success under Coach Krystkowiak.
Some good basketball coming up. Indiana, Notre Dame. Indiana's beating up a lot of cupcakes. You're going to see how they do against quality now.
Tucker a three that wouldn't go. Luke Kennard the rebound, and Duke tries to push it. Ingram powers in on Kuzma and scores.
That's unbelievable talent right there. He is a tremendous talent. I can see why Chad Ford now has him right behind Ben Simmons, number 2, in terms of the NBA mock draft.
Lead down to 4.
Now you're starting to think a little bit about Pirtle.
Yeah, I think Larry is hoping he can get to this media timeout under 12, but going against his team. Rebounding foul. You might not be able to wait that long.
Momentum has swung. Little Uncle Mo has swung now the side of the Dukies. Great drive by Allen, and now a great drive by Ingram.
Bakari Tucker called for his 3rd foul, and that puts them over the limit. And here comes Pirtle. He's not going to wait for the under 12 timeout.
You and I should coach, man. They're listening to us. I think they're hooked up to us.
Well, Larry's thinking about it. Pirtle was about to check in. Larry called him back. I think he's trying to figure out who to send him in for.
Well, now, if you're Mike Krzyzewski, do you counter, come back with Plumlee?
No. Well, yes.
Yes, he does.
He's not going to let Pirtle play without a big man in there for Duke.
It's amazing what goes on the sideline. Sometimes people have no idea. The unbelievable chess game. You know, I like the idea we go to the monitor and make corrections, but I'll tell you what I don't like. I think we go to too often, number 1, and breaks up the rhythm of the game.
And then they're trying to figure out who the shooter should be for Duke. Both Jones and Kennard were there. It's going to be Jones to shoot. And he's not as good a free throw shooter as Kennard. Although he's decent at 72% for the year.
And he's a veteran player who's made big plays throughout his career. I think about Coach K, what he's achieved, the Olympic unbelievable honors. You think about the 5 national titles. I've said it once and I've said it again. I know there's a lot of great coaches in the game. I think he is the greatest coach working a sideline in any sport. I know you can make an argument for Belichick, and you can make an argument for maybe people like Saban, etc. But to me, and Popovich, to me, he is a step above because of what he's done internationally as well as what he's done at Duke.
2 Olympic gold medals as the head coach of the USA men's national team. 1 more trip to the Olympics in Rio.
He and Jerry Colangelo, great combination. 76ers, by the way, in great hands now with Jerry Colangelo going to run their operation.
2-point game, a 9-2 run for Duke. Both Pirtle and Plumlee back on the floor. Jakob with 3 fouls. And Marshall Plumlee with 4.
See how Utah answers this run by Duke. See how they answer it. Oh,
just pass intercepted by Ingram. All the way to the goal to tie the game.
He's a super scintillating, sensational player. He is so special. Brandon Ingram getting better and better and better.
And this pro-Duke crowd into it. Larry Krzyzewski waiting for the media timeout, which can't come soon enough for him and the Utes. Bonham blocked by Plumlee with the 4 fouls. Leverage, they need it. They don't get it. He's had a rough day. All of his shots have been threes. He's 1 for 5.
He's had a rough day. He's a 1,200-point scorer and better. Momentum is definitely on the side of Duke right now.
Jones rattles home a 3.
The Dukies are back, Sean. The Dukies are back.
First lead for Duke since it was 8-6. They've scored 10 in a row. And sometimes you hurt yourself, Dick, by waiting for that media timeout. As you said, the spurt had been moving along for Duke for quite a while. He waited too long.
I couldn't agree with you more. Duke certainly has total momentum right now. A great drive by Ingram. Previously, the great play by Allen. And that's Ingram with the steal. And there he is right now. Great drive to the goal. And then we're going to see the 3-ball from Matt Jones, who's a difference maker. Duke on top.
The Blue Devils, their first lead since early in the game, and among the many celebrities, including Dick Vitale in the house today, Jimmy Fallon, who apparently just tried to sneak in unnoticed in that sweater.
Hey, I'm going to run over to get his autograph. You handle this by yourself. I want an autograph from Jimmy. Look at that drive by Allen. Tremendous drive. Then look at Ingram. He says, everything you do, I can do a little better. And then there's another one, the steal by Ingram. Ingram right there to the goal for the jam. And Mr. Jones says, hey, I'm a veteran. I make big shots. They're loving it here at the Garden, where Duke is 28-8.
Under Coach K.
Waited too long for that TO, baby. They got to get something going on here, doubling up on him.
Hurdle. You know, you wonder if it's going to take him a little while to get back into the flow. He's spent most of the recent times on the bench. Played 14 minutes in the first half. He's played only 4 minutes here in the second half. Jones backing in on the much smaller Taylor. Rebound, Pirtle.
Duke's able to give a little rest right now to Allen. Have him down there at stretch time. They got to get a score, man. They need a score badly, Utah. They missed him. They had Pirtle wide open. They're doubling him up.
You're going to keep doubling him to try to help Plumlee avoid that 5th foul. Chapman the miss. Pirtle, boy, he got knocked to the ground. The Utah bench in an uproar. They thought that should have been the 5th on Plumlee, and Kennard scores at the other end.
Kennard showing his ability to run the court. I thought they had some contact there on Pirtle. I really did. But they missed Pirtle. He was wide open down there in a little box. They missed him. He's starting to get away here.
And there's the 4th on Pirtle after the miss by Bonham. And somebody is going to have to grab Larry Kraskowiak. He is well onto the court now. A couple of his assistants right there.
Game is starting to get away from them. Really getting away. It's all Duke now.
Well, you heard Jeff Goodman's report earlier. One of the contingencies of this arrangement was that he'd bring an official from the Pac-12, and that's Greg Nixon, to whom he's giving the earful. Duke leads Utah by 5, 9:45 to go here at Madison Square Garden. Larry Kraskowiak was irate. He thought this should have been a foul on Marshall Plumlee that would have disqualified him.
Yeah, would have got him out of the game. They didn't call it. It's one of those, I tell you what, I'm not sure. It looks right there he threw him down, but you get a different look. It doesn't look. What do you think?
Well, it looked at the beginning of that, too, like Pirtle might have given Plumlee a little hip check as they were going for the rebound, so perhaps they both got away with one. Now Pirtle is back on the bench. He dominated early when Utah took the lead, but in a stop and start afternoon for him since, and he's back on the bench with his 4th foul. So Mike Krzyzewski takes Plumlee out as well.
Absolutely. I think you got to think about playing him. I really do. This thing can get totally away from you. Down 6 right now. You know, save them is one thing, but really, right now you're in trouble. Your star player on the sideline.
Derek Thornton, a couple of free throws.
Here comes full court pressure. Kennard's giving them a big lift off the bench defensively and also in transition. A couple of big plays by Ingram were really big. Thornton putting some pressure on the ball. That's Duke's style. They're best playing their man-to-man in the other zone.
Ingram called for his 2nd foul. The 7-point lead for Duke is the largest for the Blue Devils. They led by 6 very early in the game. Trailed through most of the first half and most of the second half until the 10-0 run put them on top.
Guys like Loveridge and Taylor have not delivered at all.
And Taylor with the ball, he still has not scored. He averages 9 per game.
Veteran player, one of the key players. Kennard certainly has a lot of size on him, but he's got quickness, Taylor.
Bonham nearly lost it, got it back, 10 to shoot. Reyes underneath, he's fouled by Ingram. Duke still not over the limit. That is the 6th team foul of the half on the Blue Devils.
Good job, little 2-man play. He's my best diaper dandies. Take a look at these. Simmons without a doubt. Ingram, Beasley. They got another kid down there, Bacon, who's terrific. Jalen Brown and Jamal Murray out of Kentucky. There's a lot of other ones as well to think about. Thomas Bryant, Indiana. Briscoe, Kentucky. Tyler Dorsey, Oregon. Zimmerman, UNLV. A lot of young kids coming in ready to play.
3 fouls on Brandon Ingram. 1 out of 2 at the line for Reyes. First point for Utah in more than 4 minutes.
Duke really locked it up on the defensive end. Played that incredible intensity and emotion when they got behind.
Ingram. Strong drive. Allen went flying in. He's a great leaper. Of course, it's well known by now he won the dunk contest at the McDonald's High School All-American game.
He plays so hard. He reminds me, one of my favorite players of all time was Hondo Havlicek, Ohio State former superstar. And he's so reminiscent in a mini way of Havlicek. Plays the game with great passion, feeling, and aggressiveness.
Would only add that if he's half the person John Havlicek is, then he's a tremendous human being.
Oh, great backdoor cut.
Kuzma missed. Reyes way too strong.
Came up empty, had 2 great opportunities.
Ingram blocked at the other end by Bonham.
Got a lot of action here. Bonham with that athleticism with the block shot. Nice change.
And Taylor finally on the score sheet.
Little shake and bake right there. Little stutter step. Hesitated his dribble and freed him to the goal. Big basket by Taylor. We got a good one now. What a great afternoon.
First field goal in 5 minutes for the Utes. Jones a strong drive, but then missed the left-handed layup. 8 minutes to go. Taylor started to drive and lost the dribble. Underneath it goes, and Kuzma scores.
Nice little movement of the basketball. Great movement without the ball as well. And the running
difference, Dick. There would be immediate timeout on the next whistle, but Mike Krzyzewski isn't going to wait for it. He's going to use his timeout and try to stop the run right here.
Well, he's the best of the best. He's the best of the best. He's not worried about immediate timeouts. He's worried about winning the basketball games, as most coaches are. Nice little shake right there. Little hesitation. Good cut without the ball. Good movement. This Utah team's a good team.
Some are seduced.
Trying to bounce back from a Duke blitz that gave the Blue Devils a 7-point lead. Now Utah's cut it back down to 2.
I think he's basically waiting to the 5-minute mark to get Pirtle on the floor.
Jakob Pirtle, Utah's best player on the bench with 4 fouls, and Duke's big man Marshall Plumlee also sitting with 4. Grayson Allen blocked by Kyle Kuzma, but Allen got it back. No reset of the shot clock. 5 to shoot. Kennard knew it, was in a hurry. Allen has to shoot it.
Oh, they get 3 opportunities.
Allen barely grazed the rim. Kennard anticipated.
4 opportunities. You can't give him 4. I don't know how much longer you're going to wait for Pirtle. I'd get him on that floor. 4 opportunities. Oh, great cover. They're well coached. They are well
Yes,
coached.
they are, indeed.
Larry Krzyzewski does a great job teaching his team how to defend, how to play offensively efficient. Great movement without the ball. That's a backbreaker, though, when you get 4 opportunities to get a layup out of Kennard.
Floater from Thornton.
Another opportunity. Sean, that is it. You can't give a team like Duke so many second, third, and fourth shots.
Man, it's a small Duke team out there, but
Absolutely.
Pirtle not on the floor for Utah, obviously hurting them. Duke has been an excellent offensive rebounding team all year. Allen hands it off to Jones.
Terrific 2-man play. Penetration unselfish. Again, Utah created their own dilemma by not blocking out and coming up with that rebound.
Coming into today's game, Duke had rebounded 42% of its misses, 5th most in the country. Taylor missed a 3. Kennard the rebound. Under 6 minutes to go.
Kennard's really giving them positive minutes here today. But you know, you mentioned that rebound in terms of the offensive rebound. That was a lot because of Neil Jefferson.
Kennard got his own rebound and scored.
How many are we seeing of these? I can't take it. Are you serious? Look at Jimmy Fallon. He's cheering for the Dukies. Utah people are not going to watch his show. You better watch out, Jimmy. You're going to be a politician.
Pirtle is going to come back in. Larry Krzyzewski's seen enough of Duke attacking the offensive glass. Kuzma, the miss. Reyes and Kuzma there. Kuzma missed again. Reyes tried to dunk it and got fouled by Grayson Allen.
Well, terrific effort right there by the Utah kids. Reyes and also Kuzma. Look at this right here. Penetration, the little handoff. Nice little layup on the inside. And then look at Kennard with the offensive rebound. Again, nobody blocking out. Simple lane to the goal. And there's Jimmy Fallon. Don't give too many high fives, Jimmy, to the AD of Duke. They're going to watch this in Utah. They watch your show there.
Kevin White, the athletic director at Duke. Reyes made the free throw.
They're going to go to the Jimmy Kimmel show.
There's David Robinson right behind them. His son is a walk-on the basketball team at Duke. Justin, freshman.
Homecoming classier than David. Son plays wide out also, as you know, from Notre Dame. At that sexy bowl game against Ohio State, the Buckeyes.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it'll be a sexy matchup.
Pirtle back in. He hasn't scored since just under 5 minutes remain in the first half. He had it going early. Was clearly the best player in the game, but he's really been sidetracked by the foul difficulty. Ingram steps into a three. And the long rebound down to Brandon Taylor, the senior from Los Angeles. Second team all Pac-12 last year.
Got a lot of size in there against Ingram right now. Even though Ingram's long, physically, I would go to Pirtle inside.
Taylor. Now Tucker in the corner. Plumlee has gone to the scorer's table to check back in.
Pirtle's got to want the ball. You got to want the ball.
Strong move again by Lorenzo Bonham.
He's played well, attacking the basket. He's an athlete. He's a combination guard. He's a junior college player. We got a good one, man. This has been a great afternoon. This is stealing money. This is stealing money.
And Mike Krzyzewski, another timeout. In part, no doubt, to get Plumlee back into the game. 2-point game. Duke the lead with 4:21 to go in New York.
No G.
Coming up next, it's the Gildan, New Mexico Bowl. Scooby Wright looking for some Scooby snacks with Arizona against New Mexico. I heard Dick Vitale talk about Notre Dame. That's Bob Davies' boys. Coming up next here. Now back to Sean and Dick, guys.
Chris and the football gang settling in for a great day of college bowl action after Arizona and New Mexico, Ohio and Appalachian State in the Raycom Media Camellia Bowl, and then the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl at 9 o'clock tonight. Arkansas State, 9-3 team against Skip Holtz's Louisiana Tech squad.
Hey, Skip Holtz doing a great job at Louisiana Tech. They've done well in all sports down here. Basketball as well. Mike White now coaching. Kevin White, the AD at Duke Center, Florida.
2-point game. Luke Kennard, big shot, another one by the freshman.
He's had a really good afternoon. He's a kid that came in with a lot of ink and a lot of publicity and notoriety. And he's going to be a heck of a player at Duke.
Under 4 minutes to go. Duke leads by 5.
Plumlee in there now to give him that size. He's got 4 foot. Dump it in the wall. Dump it in.
And Plumlee just backed away. Didn't want to get the 5th foul. His first bucket since 4:50 remained in the first half.
A little slow getting the basketball. I think that he's a little unselfish. Pirtle's got to want the ball. This guy wants the ball, I can tell you that. He sees a gap or seam. He's going to attack it off the bounce.
Mike Krzyzewski directing traffic. Shot clock down to 7. Kennard went to the deck. Jones, a 3 that popped out. Big push. And unnecessary for Bonham. He just shoved Grayson Allen.
Silly play right there. You're in a 3-point game. You got 3 minutes on the clock. You're going to put him on a free throw line. They call a technical on it?
Well, you know what? I think on second thought, he just kind of tripped going for the rebound. It looked from here like it might be a shove because he took off fast, but wasn't clearly a shove. It was just a stumble. I think Larry Kraskowiak had reason to be upset again. 1-on-1 opportunity for Grayson Allen.
I think you're right. That's a big break right there.
Ooh. Way off the first free throw. Again, the effects of the flu. You'd think he's an 89% free throw shooter.
Could be fatigue. Now, don't you go inside again to Pirtle. You got to go to your All-American, man. You got to go to your superstar. He's going to want the ball and dump it into him.
And they're going to double him if they do that every time.
And find the open man. Dump it into him.
Kuzma's had a huge day. Missed the three. Kennard got it off to Thornton.
He had Plumlee on his back. Plumlee was behind him. He was in front of Plumlee, down deep, and he should have had the ball.
Kennard almost slipped again. He's had a little trouble staying on his feet. Looks like Coach K intentionally trying to shorten the game these last couple of possessions with an undermanned team. They played 7 guys. Allen slipped in the lane. The three wouldn't drop. Plumlee tipped it out. But here's Pirtle, the big fella, fouled by Grayson Allen.
He got fouled, no doubt. Showed a little agility there, mobility, the big guy. Little agile, mobile, not fragile.
He was available after the tip out. You wonder what the big guy was doing that far away from the basket. Grayson Allen's foul, his third. Both teams are over the limit.
This kid shooting 70% on the year field goal wise. Unbelievable. When he gets touches, he scores.
Yeah. Better from the floor than the line. He's 65% from the line.
As his mom and sister. Oh, mom was an outstanding volleyball player.
National
so
volleyball team member in Austria, as was Jakob's dad, Rainer. 1 out of 2. It's a 2-point game with 2:15 to go. 1 timeout left for Duke, 2 for the Utes.
You got to watch Duke with their driving game. They got guys that really can attack off the bounce. Ingram's one. Certainly Allen. Spinning the court a little bit. There's that drive.
Thornton blocked by Bonham.
Great play by Bonham defensively. He's
looked like they had a step on it. Kuzma runs the floor. It's tied with 1:49 to go.
The running Utes, baby. Run, baby, run. I used to be the style years ago under Jack Gardner. We got a great one here. Tell your friends, get on the tube, watch the last minute. And a mismatch out here. Look at Kennard. Kennard's got Pirtle. And Pirtle and Foucher was trying to take him one-on-one to the goal.
He did, and Pirtle blocked it even with the 4 fouls. Great recovery speed by Pirtle.
But that was a good decision. Smart play, cerebral-wise. Pirtle, you got to give him credit. Tipped the hat. He made a great play defensively.
And they took too long to get it over.
Look at Larry, stunned. Stunned, can't believe it. You play this close against Duke, you don't want a moral victory. You want to leave, say we coulda, shoulda, woulda. You want to close the deal.
And now the officials are conferring.
This is that crowd.
There's going to be Duke's ball with 1:16 to go in a tie game.
Tell you what, Duke brings out their fans, don't they? All the alums this area, all those that are Duke followers.
Larry Kraskowiak told us before the game we have to guard without fouling. They haven't done that. And he said we can't turn it over. The turnover is a huge problem in their 2 losses. They've now turned it over 16 times.
Nice play defensively right there. Now look at him in transition. I love the way they took the block shot and converted by getting out in transition. Now look at this here. Pirtle's playing Kennard. I thought Kennard made a smart play trying to beat him off the bounce. Isolation, with him in foul trouble. Look at the intensity. This guy's brought about really a resurrection in the basketball program at Utah. Larry Kraskowiak. The numbers will be so much higher if he didn't have to sit on a bench so long in foul trouble.
Jakob Pirtle with his 6th double-double of the season. In this just the 11th game of the year. Grew up in Austria. Was a Kevin Garnett fan and a Celtics fan from a distance. Tried to get the games on the internet. Wasn't always easy. And of course, games are on the wee hours of the morning over there.
He's rated so high right now. Just a lottery selection according to Chad Ford. Has Ben Simmons #1, has Ingram #2.
Now the officials are talking to Mike Krzyzewski. And apparently they're not going to allow this substitution. So Kennard came off the floor. Derek Thornton came on. They've been very patient on offense, but now they're in a tie game. They go much more quickly. Jones blocked by Pirtle again.
Pirtle with another great defensive effort. He does a great job. I think you said earlier he's the all-time freshman shot blocker at 61. Is it last year?
That's his third today, and a couple down the stretch here while playing with 4 fouls.
Got to go to him too.
10 to shoot. Taylor traveled as he took the pass. The 17th turnover for Utah. Duke has turned it over only 5 times.
They don't look inside enough. They really don't. Their heads are down, bouncing the ball. You got a 7-footer who shoots 70% on the interior. He needs more touches. He knows how to finish inside if he gets his hands on the ball.
And Plumlee really not a low post threat offensively, so they try to drive it at Pirtle to get the 5th foul, and he keeps blocking shots.
He uses body for screens.
Ingram, a deep one, rattled out. Rebound, Pirtle in traffic. They can hold for the last shot.
They got a chance here. They can spread the court. Spread the court. And then I would isolate Pirtle inside. They got to think Pirtle for the last shot. You go to your All-American. You go to your All-American.
And Larry Krzyzewski's going to use his last timeout with 12.8 to go.
And if they double him, he's got to find the open guy. But this is what you do when you're coming down the stretch. You go to your best player.
On Monday, Capital One Bowl Mania continues on ESPN. Western Kentucky and South Florida in the Miami Beach Bowl. The Bulls and the Hilltoppers get started at 2:30 Eastern on ESPN. Also streaming live on Watch ESPN.
You got to isolate, and you got to bring the ball into him with about 4 or 5 seconds so you have a chance for an offensive rebound if the ball is missed. I don't think there's any doubt whatsoever. I know I'm coaching. I want to win or lose with my star taking that last shot.
And the most important part of the beginning of this play is getting the ball in now.
Yeah, getting the ball
There's no timeouts left. It would be quite a win for Utah. I mean, they've hurt themselves with the foul difficulty. I think they feel like they've gotten a bad whistle here today and might survive that. And those turnovers, again, kill them down the stretch. The sloppy, not getting the ball over in time to turn it over. The travel a moment ago while accepting the pass. They can't turn it over here.
And it'll also be a big win for Duke. We're down big, had to come back, playing without Jefferson, Plumlee in foul trouble. I mean, you got Allen, who's been sick all day. I think it'd be a great win for the Dukies to win this game.
And they do have a timeout left if they get the ball back. The Utes break the huddle with Brandon Taylor, Jakob Pirtle, Kyle Kuzma, who's been terrific.
I don't know about you. I have nowhere to go until 4:30 Radio City for the Christmas show. Let's stay here and play about 3-4 overtimes.
That will be an encore perhaps with overtime. Lorenzo Bonham's going to play it in. The officials telling the Duke bench to sit down. Bakari Tucker, the other player on the floor for Utah.
Screen.
The veteran Taylor.
He's going to screen and a roll to the inside.
6 seconds. They need to get moving toward the bucket. Taylor. Kuzma for 3. No, and they go to overtime.
Why? Why? Why end up with a 3 when you got the best baby low post true center in the country and not getting him the ball? I find that mind-boggling. I find that tough to comprehend. That's certainly not the coach's fault, right? But it's a matter of players understanding time, score, and what's on the floor, and making sure the right people shoot the ball. You tell me, Sean. Is that the shot you want here at the end of the game?
NBA 3.
An NBA 3. Do you want an NBA 3 in a tie game, and you got a 7-footer who shoots 70%? Are you serious? Come on, guys. Got to play the game cerebrally.
Duke did not score in the last 4 minutes and 12 seconds against a Utah team That success largely last year came from the defensive end. They held their opponents last year to 57 points per game. That was 8th in the country. And they've held Duke to 60 in regulation here today. 60 apiece. While we have a break, let's send you back to Chris Cotter in the studio.
All right, Sean, just a reminder for everybody, in just about a minute and a half's time, they're going to kick off at the Gildan New Mexico Bowl. A new Solomon and the Arizona Wildcats taking on New Mexico. That game's going to start on ESPN News, and as soon as you guys wrap up there at the Garden, we'll bring it over here to ESPN.
Can't they just ask our former colleague and good pal Bob Davie, the New Mexico coach, just stay in the locker room for a few minutes. Watch the end of this game, then go out and play that bowl game. You would have to think, Dick, at least in terms of numbers, fatigue, advantage Utah. Much deeper team. Grayson Allen, part of that 7-man rotation, is sick as a dog and has tried to fight his way through it. But in terms of depth, you would think Utah would be the fresher team in overtime.
Yeah, you would think that, especially the fact that Berto was on a bench. But on the other side, you got so much more talent when you're talking about these All-Americans like Ingram and certainly Allen, Kennard. These guys are all high school legitimate McDonald's All-Americans. Kids are resilient. Kids really suck it up. And then you got the crowd factor here as well. Certainly Duke's edge. 2-0 right now this year. This is the 3rd time they're playing on this floor. I know myself. I lost my hair young. But, man, I would lose here if I know I'm in a tie game and a guy ends up shooting a 3 instead of us having the ball inside. Turn the damn thing over. I don't even give you turn it over, but at least get it to the right guy.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Pirtle controls the tip. He and Marshall Plumlee both playing with 4 fouls as overtime begins. Kyle Kuzma has 21. That's 2 shy of his career high.
He's being played by Ingram right now.
They come immediately to double Pirtle and help Plumlee. Well, Ingram backed away a bit. Taylor steps into a 3.
Finally making some big shots, Taylor. He made that big drive that gave a little momentum. Now he delivers the 3 ball.
Apparently he got off at the wrong subway stop here today, but that was a big moment to arrive. Allen attacks the bucket short with a shorty.
He's been really short on that all day today, and I think that is a little fatigue in his legs due to the flu.
2 for 14 from the floor, Grayson Allen. They don't have anywhere else to go. It was reminiscent of Rick Pitino's comment when he coached the Celtics. Robert Parrish isn't walking through that door. Mike Krzyzewski said today that Hurley and Redick weren't going to come out there and take the court anytime soon. Pirtle the bucket, 5 in a row to open the overtime.
I really like him. He's got great touch. He doesn't force shots. He's just got to be a little bit more selfish. Same could apply to Ben Simmons, another guy a little too unselfish.
10 straight points scored by Utah. Allen a strong drive, no whistle.
Look at the rebound.
Kuzma went down, Pirtle the rebound. Whoa, Taylor fell down as he went to handle the pass.
Well, that's a break for Duke. That's certainly a break. His time would have come off that clock, slipping on that floor.
They believe called a Utah player for kicking the ball, and it'll be Duke's ball.
Look at Pirtle, squares his body really well. Nice touch. Mike Krzyzewski told us he could be a 4 or 5 at the next level. There's Taylor with the big, big 3. Little guy made a big shot right there, becomes a giant.
Well, Pirtle certainly has only helped himself in the eyes of the NBA people who are here today.
No doubt.
Ingram brushed by Kuzma, counted and a chance for 3.
What a talent. What a talent. I marvel over his talent and his skills. I can see why he's rated so high. John Ford had him number 2 right behind Ben Simmons. He's got Jalen Brown, number 5 from out of California. I don't agree at number 4. He has Scout Lebisiere, right? Has a long way to go before he's ready to think about the NBA.
3-point play for Brandon Ingram. Duke has shot 30% for the game, and yet is within 2 with just more than 3 minutes to go in overtime.
They don't go away, man. They keep challenging you.
What a move by Lorenzo Bonham, strongly to the bucket.
He's had a big afternoon. He's really played exceptionally well for them.
He's a key for their team this year. Kuzma another block as he denied Thornton. For their great shot blocking team, and that's been on display today.
He's a good passer, too. Bring the ball out. Take some time off that clock. High percentage shots are vital. Make him foul, go to the free throw line. Convert. Look at him.
Midway through the overtime session, Pirtle drives on Plumlee and scores.
I'll tell you one thing. He's been absolutely super. What a great move. Utilizing the left hand, little one-on-one move. Terrific performance here by Utah in the overtime. That flight will be a lot better. I just saw his wife, Larry Kristoviak's wife. I went to her before the game. They went to a big party as a look at the Pirtle family. What a star he's been in limited minutes. Nice little fake. Goes in a triple threat position. Utilizes the left hand.
We mentioned Pirtle from Austria, not known as a producer of basketball talent. He'll be the first Austrian drafted. He had a busy offseason, bulked up, gained 30 pounds. He's now very solidly put together, 248 at 7 feet tall. He went to Southern California, took part in the Nike Basketball Academy. There's some NBA coaches there, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, among others, and he also played for his national team.
Tell you what, he really stopped going up and up. The family knows it as well. He was discovered really by an assistant. Andy Hill went out to the European Games, saw him. He was deliberating whether or not he was going to go to college or sign a professional contract in Europe.
Yeah, he was not very well known, but they saw him in the European Championships. Andy Hill, one of the assistant coaches, they started recruiting him heavily. Larry Kristoviak told us before the game we probably caught a break when Mike Montgomery retired because he really liked Cal and probably would have gone there to play for Mike.
Well, Quentin Martin doesn't want to hear that now. He might have had him too. Oh, wow.
Here's Jeff Goodman.
I talked to Pirtle, and he said he was leaning towards leaving early. He was a definitive first-round pick. Kristoviak talked to his mother via Skype in Austria. She said he's a survivor. Kristoviak said, I don't raise my kids just to be survivors. I raise them to thrive.
Well, they're glad he came back because he's a huge part of what is inching closer to a win today. And he's one of the best players in the country for a Utah team that wants to make another deep run in the NCAA tournament.
Well, these two teams played in March. Last year, NCAA Sweet 16. Duke won by 6 out in Houston. Justice Winslow was brilliant in that game in his hometown. And Duke went on to win the national title.
Taylor off a Pirtle screen, missed a 3. Duke with work to do, down by 6, 1:35 to go. Jones drives on Bonham, who did a great job of defending without fouling.
Tough luck there on Jones, though, made a terrific drive to the goal. I'm going to spread the court here, take some time off that clock.
And the rebound for Pirtle is 14th. That's a career high. Of course, some bonus minutes here for the overtime, but he was on the bench for much of regulation time with the foul trouble.
They missed a little push right there by Allen. Allen gave him a little shove on the perimeter.
3 seconds to shoot. Very tough shot by Bonham. And a rebounding foul against Utah.
Not a good foul right there. You stop the clock, put him on the line, give him a chance to get some points.
It's on Jordan Loveridge, who's had a really rough day. That's his 4th foul. He has 3 points and 1 rebound. He averages 14 points and 4 rebounds. Their team leader in threes made. A very fine player. Shot 43% plus from 3 last year to finish 4th in the Pac-12, but he's given them very little today.
Yeah, he's really been a quality player in his career, over 1,200 points. See right there, you stop the clock, you put him on a free throw line. Not really smart. Kennard's been very solid for Duke today. Very solid.
They believe, I mean, Mike Krzyzewski knows they're going to get more from Kennard as they go forward, and he settles in as a college player. He's been a big key for them today. He's up with his hands up on Bonham.
Really miss Emil Jefferson. Such an underrated player, averaging 10 rebounds a game, 5 on the offensive glass. You can't take that away. That loss is unbelievable.
Bonham underneath. Loveridge got knocked to the deck.
Injuries part of life. They have a tough loss. For example, look at Iowa State losing Mass, mitral long.
That's the 5th on Plumlee. The officials conferred before they made the call. They wanted to make sure they both thought it was on Plumlee, and they did agree, and Plumlee fouls out.
Very simple, my friend. You don't have to go to Harvard or Yale to figure it out. Very simple. You make your free throws, you win. You don't, you create a nightmare for yourself.
Loveridge, 84% for the season. First free throw of the day. They're 10 out of 13 as a team from the line.
Terrific effort by both teams. Really came out here, played with intensity, played like a tournament kind of feel.
And I think they're clearly both NCAA tournament teams.
You got a scoop if they're on the NCAA tournament these teams. You got a real scoop, is how Costello used to say.
I'm going to go on the limb before Christmas. Put them both in the field. Allen, a strong drive.
Pirtle.
Boy, do they need that.
Pirtle. And who makes the big play? Allen.
And why would you foul?
Absolutely.
In that situation? Obviously, he wasn't trying to.
I have a lot of whys throughout this entire game.
Pirtle's fouled out.
This game better not go to double overtime because Utah would be in trouble without Pirtle. Look at that drive. This kid is a driving play. Doesn't he remind, I know you know Havlicek well. His style of play, just so much like Honda. I love guys that play aggressively.
They didn't know until the warm-up if Allen would play. He's clearly been well under the weather all day long. He's just 3 for 17 after that bucket. But it's huge. It really keeps the Duke hopes alive. Chance to make it a one-possession game with the free throw.
And it certainly has. He's 3 for 17. It hasn't been because of great effort. He's been really had some tough luck on some of those shots. As you look at Pirtle on the sideline, they're hugging him. He wants to get back to Salt Lake City with nothing more than a W. That's what he wants from Santa Claus.
Boy, Allen the miss, and Loveridge the huge rebound without Pirtle in the game, and then he's fouled by Matt Jones.
Kristoviak said, man, all I want is Santa Claus is a nice W. Let's look at a coach who really coaches every game like it's his last, and that's why he's so successful. He's so intense, he cares. I could sit in his office and listen all day. Today he was
to both of these coaches.
Yeah, but he was mesmerized, and I still with some philosophy.
Loveridge.
Making free throws, baby. Making free throws. They're dancing. They're feeling good right now in Salt Lake City. Rick Majerus is jumping with joy up in hoops heaven. I can tell you that. Rick, who did a great job at Utah.
Allen, long NBA 3, rebounding foul. And who's it against? Taylor of Utah. His third.
But you got to convert here and then go to full court pressure.
And it's the double bonus. That's a huge whistle. Kennard, their best free throw shooter.
He's been shooting
7
well.
out of 8 today. And he's missed only 2 all season long.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. 2 for 31.
That's
2 out of
pretty good.
31 he's missed.
That's not bad. Got to go for the steal right away. You don't get it, you got to foul.
They get it into Taylor. Whoa.
Oh.
Just did get it off to Tucker, and now Thornton gives the foul on Tucker with 19 seconds to go. And both teams are in the double bonus, so Dakari Tucker will shoot 2. He doesn't go to the line often. He's shot just 6 free throws all season and made 5 of them. He was 82% from the line last season.
So he's a pretty good free throw shooter.
And another veteran, a senior from Los Angeles. They're 5 for 5 in overtime from the line.
That converting on that free throw line has been big here for Utah in overtime.
And that one pops home.
You don't want to foul here now if you Utah. You don't want to foul and stop that clock. You don't want to stop the clock.
Thornton went underneath the basket. And a foul called on Bonham.
Why? That's my question. Why? Look at Larry. He's saying the same thing.
Well, I don't know if he's laughing about his player or the foul call at all. There they are. You judge for yourself.
Wow, the foul I thought was on Canard, the second one, not the first.
Well, they called it on Bonham.
Just get away, man. Get away and let him score. Clock stops after he scored.
Canard makes both. He has 20. And the quick foul with 11 seconds to go. The Gildan New Mexico Bowl coming up next. Arizona and New Mexico.
Bob Davies done a pretty good job with that program.
Great job.
Yeah.
That is currently airing on ESPN News. By the way, Luke Kennard with the 20 today, just 2 under his career high. He's a freshman. Loveridge, he's made his presence felt here in the overtime.
Especially on a charity stripe. And as you said earlier, his numbers show he's an outstanding free throw shooter.
And I think if one of the Utes fouls on this possession, Larry Kostoviak will make him walk back to Salt Lake City.
Yeah, just get in his zone, man, and just let him go through you. Yeah. Oh, no.
He got fouled! Shooting a three!
Come on, are you serious? Are you serious? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? No use even making a comment about it. What are you thinking? Why challenging him out there?
9 points in overtime for Kennard. He is 9 of their 14. Bonham, another foul, his 4th. Larry Kostoviak told us before the game that he needs to stop with some of his JUCO bad habits. That's a bad habit at any level.
Yeah, whether you're CYO, AAU.
And he didn't make contact with the arm. I don't think there's any question about the foul.
When you're playing on a playground, I mean, you got to know the time. See, I don't think kids understand time, score, and what's happening in the game. They just play. They just play. You got to play, think what's happening, understand what's happening. He converts this, and you turn it over, and wow. Kennard has been special today. He really has showed why he's Mr. Basketball in Ohio.
Yeah, career high, 23 points. He's done it against the Utah schools. His previous high was 22 against Utah State. He makes the free throw. Here comes the press. They're struggling to get it in. They used their last timeout. You'd like to have the option of that big 7-footer with great hands to lob it into. But Pirtle's fouled out. They've had to overcome one bit of adversity after another, and somehow they still have a 2-point lead with 6.7 to go in overtime.
Well, we had a terrific game here and a great finish, but this game should have been over a minute or so ago. Should have been over. Really not heady plays throughout this whole, I think, afternoon where Utah's had a chance to win the game. Even going back to the end of regulation, shooting a 3 with the time, with the score even, time running down. Right now, you got to think of the situation. Got to get the ball in bounds. You know they're going to foul right away, but you don't want to turn that ball over under that basket.
No timeouts to get it in now for Utah.
You'll see full court trap. You'll see somebody up on a baseline. In fact, I'd put Ingram up on a baseline. 6'10", long arms. Yes, sir, they're going to do it. Ingram's going to play the ball on a baseline. They're going to face guard the inbounds play. And Utah's going to have to come to the ball.
They want to get it into Loveridge. They have to get it into somebody. And is there a foul? No! The officials are going to the monitor just to determine possession.
One turn it under the basket.
They tried to get it into Dakari Tucker. He dropped it out of bounds. A couple of the officials raised their arm and looked at each other. And it was only trying to determine which team gets possession. No foul called.
Utah really trying to give this one away. Sean, take a look right here. Wow. Wow.
I think he just drops it out of bounds.
Drops out of bounds. Just a simple, doesn't catch the ball. Wow. Can you believe this?
The other question, which is a moot point now because you can't call this a foul from the monitor, was he bumped from behind to dislodge the ball? And they're also looking at the clock. I think this is going to be Duke's ball with 2 points to tie and 3 points perhaps to win it.
Should be Duke's ball right here. I didn't see a foul from the design. I think he just flat out dropped that ball. Maybe anticipated some contact.
Duke ball. They ruled Duke ball, and that looked like the call.
It was the right call. The right call. What a nightmare if they lose this game. You dug up a heartbreaking loss and an incredible win for Duke, but it'd be Heartbreak Hotel if Utah was somehow to lose this.
They put 6.4 on the clock. They added 0.7 of a second. And Duke has used its last timeout.
Right now, if you're Duke and he gets to do another overtime, you got the edge with Hurdle out and with the mindset of how depressed they have to be, knowing they had this game totally in hand. Totally in hand.
They led 77-71 with 10.9 seconds to go. Kennard has kept Duke in it, led them back in the overtime. They were down by 6 in the waning seconds, and he's shown the ability, Dick, to score inside and out.
And they hit the big three. You got to watch him. He's dangerous. He's going to go probably for the highest percentage shot, but if the three is available for Kennard or for Allen, they're going to let him fly, or Ingram. They're all capable of shooting that three.
So you say play for two, go to the next overtime.
Yeah, you play for two. If you can get the left, if you can't, you're wide open for the three. You're going to shoot the three. If it's within your rhythm of your offense.
And they're going to essentially be just a 5-man unit if they keep going, because Plumlee's fouled out. They've only played 7 men, and Chase Jeter has just given them a couple of minutes here and there. Maybe Kennard would be the target here. He's been the star today.
They got 4 guys on that floor that are legitimate three-point shooters.
They set up in a box. The veteran Jones trying to play it in with no timeouts. The clock started running. The clock started running before the ball came inbounds.
Yeah, the ball has to touch somebody. You can't run that clock until it touches.
Might have been a break for Duke, because I'm not sure that pass was going to be completed as they wanted.
No, they were trying to throw the lob inside. It was not, I don't think, a good play either.
They were running out of time. Now they get it in easily to Ingram. Ingram, no foul call. The ball bounces off. And there's a whistle with 4:10 to go. Neither team has a timeout. Was there a Duke foul?
It looks like Utah's going to survive. Oh, it looks like they're going to survive.
Yes, they have charged the foul to Kennard.
You talk about surviving and doing everything in their power. And Coach K's kids taking advantage of opportunities that came their way, but right now, it looks like this baby should be tucked away.
Yep, Kennard had to foul with his team down by 2, and he just did get it before time expired. Boy, they got a great look once the defender went down. Tucker Ingram missed from just above the arc there.
He makes that 9 out of 10 times, and unfortunately it didn't go down this time. Duke kids made a great effort to get back here with a chance to tie or win this game. They looked like they were knocked out. And that 3-point shot and a foul on it was unbelievable.
They put 0.2 of a second back on, 6:10. We're going to have to replace the bulbs in the referee's replay monitor after this game.
It's been exciting, though. Really been an exciting afternoon. College basketball heating up.
Kuzma. Well, no timeouts here for Duke. Would you intentionally miss this, Dick? If you make it, they can inbound it and throw the long one. If you miss, they basically have to throw in a heave the length of the court. I think they should miss this, don't you?
I would miss it. I would miss it.
Yep.
It's over. It's over. It's over. What a great afternoon, though. Big win for Utah. Celebration begins. They'll enjoy New York City tonight. Larry Krystkowiak will go to sleep with some thoughts on his mind. But you know what changes all that? You got the W, baby. You got the W.
Their first win since 1970.
That was on this floor.
That was here, Madison Square Garden. Of course, they played only once since then, and that was in the NCAA tournament in March in Houston, which Duke won. But they're now 2-3 all time against Duke. And a hard-fought win.
They also won a national championship in 1944. You weren't around then, but I was. I was 5 years old, man. The old Madison Square Garden. Star was Arnie Ferry, outstanding player then. Coach was Vidal Peterson.
Nice moment there, Larry Krystkowiak wishing Emil Jefferson well. And Larry is with Jeff Goodman.
Larry, at first you said no to this game. How do you feel about it now?
Well, obviously, it's a daunting challenge to come here. This is like another version of Cameron, but take a look around, Jeff. We brought a couple thousand people ourselves, so gave everybody an opportunity to come to New York City for Christmas and, you know, play in the Garden against the unbelievable Duke team. Really proud of our guys.
You took this program over 5 years ago from really scratch. You built it. What does this win against Duke mean to you?
Well, it means that, you know,